Hello there. My name is Latasha L.T. Jimerson. I'm an author, teacher, book coach, and motivational speaker. And today I want to talk to you about what's the biggest risk that you have ever taken. I want to know, what is the thing that you've done that you were like, whoo, it just knocked the wind out of you. You had to catch your breath, right? What was the most scariest thing, the most risky thing you've ever done? I want to know. I want to know. What was it? Because I'm going to share something with you today about my story, about my journey, and give you some insight on to the things that have been going on with me in my business and in my life. You see, I've taken a lot of risk in my life. And what I have learned is that without risk, there is no reward. And the other thing that I've learned is the bigger the risk, the bigger the reward. So if you haven't risked anything lately, if you haven't done anything that just takes your breath away, like, oh, anything that's knocked the wind out of you, then you ain't doing nothing. I want to challenge you to actually do something. And I know it's Sunday. It's the day that you've gone to church and you've gotten motivated and inspired by the Lord, and you've read some scriptures today, and you've heard some sermons, and you've gotten pumped up in the moments. And then you started thinking about Monday and getting ready to go to work. So you might be a little emotional right now because it is Sunday. And they have something called the Sunday Scaries and the Monday Morning Blues. Les Brown said, there's one time of the week when the number of heart attacks goes up, and that is on Monday morning. And I think that is so true. People are going to jobs. 85% of the American public are going to jobs that they hate and feeling sick on the way there. I remember thinking to myself when I was on my way to a job back in 1999, I was thinking to myself, I hope that I get into a car accident and break my leg so that I don't have to go to work, but I'll have a good excuse. I remember thinking that, and I was like, whoa, okay, we got a problem. I was literally driving in the car by myself, driving to work, and I was like, I hope I get into a car accident so I can just break my legs. Like, not really do anything major, but just my legs. Like, I don't need my legs, right? That was the crazy thought that went through my mind. It was like, yeah, I just want to injure myself a little bit just so I don't have to go to work. I know I ain't the only one that's ever thought about that. 85% of the American public can't stand the job that they're going to. That's a problem. That's a problem because we've been sold this lie that if you just go to school, get good grades, go to college, get that degree, get a job, yay, get a job, and then you'll do great for the rest of your life. Great job. Just do it, right? That's the lie that we've been sold, is that if you go to school, you get good grades, you get your degree, you get a job, you buy the house, you get married, you have the 2.5 kids with the white picket fence and the dogs in the back, and you're just so happy. Sorry, that's a lie. And those of us out here in this world that have been working for 20 years, pursuing the American dream, we know it's a lie. And those people that just graduated college, congratulations to you. Good luck finding a job using the degree that you just took 4 years to earn. Good luck. And so in 2018, I wrote a book called Sorry Boo, Mommy Lied. And I put in that book 10 lies that I told my children. And that book was specifically for my 18-year-old who turned 18 in 2018. And I wrote that book as a love letter to her, letting her know, sorry, boo, mommy lied. All the lies that my parents told me about getting a job and being successful and working hard and all this, and that, those things were lies, and I'm sorry. Later on, 2 years later, she told me that I forced her into going to college. She finished one complete year of college. She said I forced her into going to college and she wasn't ready, and that's why she dropped out. And so what I have to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, today is that if you want to achieve anything great in your life, you better be ready to take a risk. If you want to do anything that's important or monumental or even significant just to your family, you better get ready to take a risk. You better be ready to be scared. You better be ready to do something that you got to do with your teeth shattering and your knees knocking. You got to be ready. How do I know? Because I've done this over and over and over and over and over again in my life. And I continue to go out and to bet on me. And every time I bet on me, I won. And every time I bet on someone else, I lost. And so I'm sharing this with you today because I want you to take an inventory of your life. I want you to sit down and get out a piece of paper. Y'all, those of y'all that know me, you know I'm going to give you some homework. So get ready. Get your pen and your paper because you're getting ready to start taking some notes. Your homework is to sit down and write down a list of the things, the decisions that you've made in your life that changed your life for the better. And write down the decisions that you have made that didn't help your life, but made your life worse. Write down 2 columns: decisions that made my life better, decisions that made my life worse. And go down that list and evaluate what were the risks that you had to take in order to make your life better. I just did a thing today, y'all. I did a thing, like they say, like that's trendy now. It's trendy now for people to say, I did a thing. I did a thing, y'all. I did a thing that reminded me of something that I did back in 1994. I did a thing in 1994. I did another thing in 2001. And I just did another thing today. Those are monumental dates for me: 1994, 2001, and 2024. I did some monumental things. In 1994, I went to high school, graduated high school, got my diploma, graduated with a 2.71 because it was a rocky road in high school. Left high school, left California, went to Louisiana to go to a HBCU. Woo, woo. GS, you. I thought you knew. Yeah, that was us. 1994. Graduated in 1998. But when I stepped through the doors of the college, I was completely blindsided by the fact that it costs so many thousands of dollars to go to college. I had no idea what I was about to step into. And I remember being on the phone with the financial aid department, and I remember standing in line at the financial aid department and them telling me, you know what, Bill Clinton just signed a bill to where you have to work out your payments before you start class. You cannot start class until you figure out your financial aid situation. And if your family can't pay, you need to figure out what you're going to do to pay. I remember being so terrified because all I wanted to do from the time I was 5 was go to college. All I wanted to do was make my mama proud and get an education and be able to live a stress-free life. That is what I believed back in 1994. So when they told me that I was at risk of not being able to go to college because I didn't have the finances, I was devastated. I was absolutely devastated, and I was terrified because my mama had just dropped me off with a suitcase full of things that I bought for myself from working a job for 3 years. I worked a job for 3 years in high school so that I can save up and buy myself clothes to go to college because I knew my mom did not have money to buy me anything to prepare me for college. So I left home with the clothes that I bought myself from working a job. And so when I got to college, I was so happy and proud of myself for getting accepted, for taking my clothes with me. And I was so excited to start on my new journey. And then boom, it was like a brick wall hit me in the face with the fact that because I didn't have the money, I might not be able to get a degree. That was devastating. So as I sat there in the financial aid line with my head down, I remember feeling like a loser. I remember feeling hopeless. I remember feeling ashamed. I remember feeling embarrassed. And I remember feeling alone. Although there were about 2,500 other students standing behind me in the same damn line, I still felt alone. And I felt like somehow I had failed, or my parents had failed. Somebody failed. The system had failed. Something was really wrong to where I was standing in this line waiting to get to speak to someone about the finances and how I was going to make it and get this college degree. So I got through the line, got to talk to someone in financial aid, and finally, I was able to get some relief because they started talking to me about things like Pell Grant. You qualify for a Pell Grant. I was like, I don't know what that is, but let me get it, please. So I qualified for the Pell Grant. And then they started talking to me about work study. And they said, you know, you can work while you're in college and you can pay part of your tuition that way. And I said, I don't know what that is, but give it to me. I don't know where I'm going to go to work, but give it to me. So I got the work study and I got the Pell Grant. And then there was something else that I could apply for, and I didn't quite get it, but I applied for it. Whatever they told me to apply for, I did it. Whenever they told me to write an essay, I wrote it. If they told me to go volunteer somewhere, I was on it. So what happened was, after my first year in college, I ended up getting a 3.5. And so I was proud of myself because I was on a roll. In high school, I never made it to honor roll until my last semester as a senior. I barely made it to a 3.0. I remember that was a huge goal of mine. And even though I had a 3.0 my senior year, my overall cumulative GPA was still a 2.71, which didn't do anything when it came to college. And so I remember my second year of college, I got a 3.7. And then my third year of college, I finally got a 4.0. Hallelujah. That was what I was fighting for. It was the 4.0, because what happened was when I got the 4.0, not only did I qualify for the Pell Grant, I continued to get that. Not only did I qualify for work study, I continued to work, but I also qualified for the out-of-state tuition fee waiver. So all of the out-of-state tuition that I had to pay in my first and second year, I no longer had to pay in my third year. So I was so grateful and thankful that God blessed me to be able to get financial aid to get myself through college. Because one thing I told myself, and I told my family, and I told my friends, and I told my colleagues and my coworkers, I said, I'm not leaving here without a college degree. There's no way. I don't care what I have to do to get this degree. I'm not leaving here without a degree, because I knew and I believed and I felt in my heart that the only way I could get access to any part of the American dream was to get this damn degree. And so I got it. I graduated overall with a 3.71 in college. Graduated in 1998 with 2 degrees. I had an associate in criminal justice and I had a bachelor's degree in history. And so then I was off to law school, made it to law school, enrolled in the spring of 1999, moved myself back to California, back in with my mom, and proceeded to drive an hour to law school every day. Finished a semester of law school, decided that I hated it, dropped out, feeling guilt, shame, hopelessness, lonely once again, because I had failed to do what my mom really wanted me to do, and that was to become a lawyer. And I felt like I let her down, and I let those people down at that law school who really, really rolled out the red carpet to me and gave me a minority scholarship and said, go for it. They got me a tutor. They got me a mentor. Both of my tutor and my mentor were African-American women that were very successful in the legal field. And they also gave me money to help me with my tuition. So I got a minority scholarship, I got a mentor, and I got a tutor. Everything that I needed to succeed was supplied to me. I got everything. The encouragement, the love, the support. And here I am dropping out of law school, not wanting to do it because it didn't sit right with my soul. And I couldn't explain that to anyone because no one understood. No one understood how I could have all these resources and throw it out the window without even a thought. And I spoke to the dean, and the dean said, well, you're not all the way at the bottom of the class. Why don't you just stay another year and see how it goes? And I was like, no, I just left a school where I was at the top. I had a 4.0 my last semester. I got, money for being there. And so I'm not going to stay here when I'm at the bottom of the class and I just don't feel right. I don't feel like this is where I'm supposed to be. And so despite her trying to convince me, I left. And I never looked back. I went to teacher college and I fit right in. I loved the environment. It was completely different from law school. Teacher college was more collaborative and more fun and exciting. And I got a chance to serve people and talk to people instead of being stuck in a basement of a library reading law books. That was boring. And so today I just did something which has opened me up to opportunities that I've never even thought about looking at before. I filled out a couple of applications today. A couple of applications that are going to be symbolic for the next chapter of my life. The thing that I did today that was so scary was releasing control. This has always been an issue for me, to release control and to ask for support. Always been an issue for me because I pride myself on being a bootstrapper, an independent person, a pioneer, right? I've always prided myself on being a strong Black woman, someone who can overcome, someone who can break down barriers, someone who can achieve great things despite all odds, right? I've always prided myself on being the underdog in whatever setting and being able to rise like a phoenix from the ashes. I've always thought of myself of being kind of like a lone ranger, right? But what I have learned over the past few years is that no one in the world has ever been successful at building anything great on their own. That's been a huge lesson for me in my life lately. No one on this earth that has ever built anything has been able to achieve it alone. And so if you are a pioneer, an independent spirit, a bootstrapper, someone who is a control freak, and you're a solopreneur, you love doing things solo, right? There is no growth. There is no expansion. There is no scalability in you doing things alone. And so what I've done today is something that I've never done before. And honestly, I don't even know what the outcome is going to be. I don't even know what the process is. I don't even know what the next steps are. I'm so unclear. I've never been so unclear in my life. I've never been so unaware, uninformed, unprepared in my life, because I'm getting ready to move into a new phase. This is the phase of me allowing other people to help me. This is the phase of me finally opening my company up to building a team. You see, it's been me for a long time. It's been me writing my own books since 2017, coaching my first client in 2018, creating an online course in 2020, officially opening my company in 2020, leaving my teaching job in 2021. Whoo! Just serving clients one after another, after another, after another. Me and one editor. It's been me and one editor for a long time. Me and one editor. And every once in a while, I would hire a VA or hire a graphics person just to help me with one or two little jobs. But this is the time when I am officially open to hiring a team. I don't know how. I don't know when. I don't know where. I don't know what. But I know that God gave me a vision, and God gave me a dream, and God gave me the wisdom, the knowledge, and the understanding to go ahead and open myself up and ask for help. And so this reminds me of 1994 when I went to college and applied for financial aid. This also reminds me of 1999 when I went to law school and I applied for financial aid again and got it. This also reminds me of 2001 when I canceled law school, went to teacher school, and found out about a grant. This was called the Governor's Teachers Fellowship. And it was because there was a national teachers shortage. I don't know if it was as bad as it is now, but there was a national teacher shortage in the United States, and the state of California wanted to address it. And so they did. They offered 1,000 people money to go to school to become a teacher and to teach for 5 years in a low income district. And so I applied for it, and I didn't really think I was going to get it at all. I really didn't think I was going to get it, to be honest with you. I applied for it. I put my hat in the ring, and I literally just continued going to school, continued working my job. I was working a job that I hated, and I was going to school to be a teacher, and I had one baby at home. I was married at the time, and we said, all right, we're going to figure this out and make it work. because the teaching job is going to be much more beneficial than this job over here, which is a dead end job. Okay, so we had that in our minds. And I said, okay, I'm going to just go ahead and apply for this. I don't even think I told anyone I was going to apply for it because I just didn't think I was going to get it. So there was an essay, there was an application. I don't even remember. I don't think there was an interview, but there was an application and there was an essay. And I turned those things in way ahead of time. I had to turn in all my transcripts, which showed all those good grades, A's, B's, B pluses, A minuses, all those good grades. I had to turn in letters of recommendations from my teachers, my counselors, my colleagues, my different people, supervisors. Once I turned in all that information, and then it was just time to wait. And so I waited. And then I got a letter in the mail that says, congratulations. And I got a certificate that said, congratulations, you are the winner you're one of the 1,000 winners of the teacher, what was it called? The Governor's Teachers Fellowship. You have been awarded $20,000. And I was like, whoa. And sure enough, they sent me 2 separate checks for $10,000. And that money paid for all of my education, school supplies, courses, books, everything. Plus it paid, at that time, I had a mortgage, so that paid the mortgage and the car notes for a couple of months. And so that opened my eyes to, oh my gosh, this is really, really real. Like when I put my mind to something and I focus in and I lean in and I listen to what my intuition is telling me and I take a risk and bet on myself, I will win. When I'm listening to the voice, which is my guiding light, it's the conversation that I have between me and my creator. When I listen, when I lean in and listen and I pay attention and I look for the future and I take a risk based not on my current circumstances, but where this decision is going to take me in the future, then I win. And so today I submitted 2 applications to 2 different organizations that will allow me to have investors invest in my company. And this is terrifying for me. I am afraid right now. I am shaking in my boots and my teeth are chattering. You can't hear it, but they're chattering. Because this is the first time that I am opening myself up. I am exposing myself and sharing with people exactly what I do to help my clients. I have a lot of secret sauce and I do not like revealing any of my secret sauces because I just don't want to. But I know that when you have investors in your company, you have to reveal certain things and you have to release control because you have other people who are stakeholders in your success. And so I don't know all the steps and I don't know exactly what's going to happen next, but I did my part. And in the next 4 to 6 weeks, I will be reporting to you when I get that interview and when I get to go and meet with these folks in person, because I honestly do believe that I am going to get this money. And when I get it, I am going to hire a team. I don't know who's going to be on the team. I don't know what the team members are going to be doing. I have a notion, but this is something I'm going to be working on over the next 4 to 6 weeks, is creating SOPs for every person on my team. And this is what I've been told multiple times by multiple coaches who've coached me on business and sales and marketing and speaking and branding and all these different things. I've hired different coaches and I've worked with different people, and they've all said, you need to have a SOP for every person on your team. And I have procrastinated on that, and I'm calling myself out right now because I am done procrastinating on that, and I'm getting ready to get myself situated and writing these SOPs, standard operating procedures, for everyone who's on my team. I will no longer be doing the job of 10 different people. I will be taking off all of these different hats and allowing other people to help me with my business, because that is the only way that I'm going to be able to grow, because working as a solopreneur is not sustainable. Working as a solopreneur is not sustainable. If you want to grow and you want to be able to have a team and you want to expand and you want your brand to go global, you have to get out of your own bubble. And that's where I've been living for the past 7 years, is in my own little bubble, doing what I do as best as I can. And up to this point, I've done well. I've helped 50 clients write their book, get their book done, and have it out into the world. And it's been great. It's been a lot of fun, but it's been a lot of work. And it's a labor of love for me. It's a labor of love. I love editing. I love coaching. I love reading. I love writing. I love listening. I love speaking. I love teaching classes, doing workshops in person, online. I love speaking on stage. I love every part of what I do. And I need to multiply myself, and I need to train another person to do what I do so that I can have more flexibility to grow and do this all over the world. So I just did a thing, y'all. I just did a thing. I just opened myself up for investors. I just filled out applications for investors. There's one of them that will, if I get it, if I qualify for it and I'm awarded it, my company will be getting $1 million. And what I will be doing is buying a building to officially open my publishing company in person. And I will also be hiring a team of editors. I will be training and hiring a team of book coaches to do what I do. I will also be hiring graphic designers for book covers. And I will also be hiring VAs and whatever else I need to hire, whoever else I need to hire to expand my company and my dream. I know what my vision is. I know what my dream is. I'm not sure who will be there with me or who will be doing what, right? I don't know all the details, but I do know that I am open. I do know that I am taking a risk, and it's a big risk. And it's time. I'm ready. I'm here for it. And for you, those of you that are listening and watching and you're solopreneurs and you've been doing this for a long time by yourself, I want you to call yourself out. Type it in the comments. What are you getting ready to do? Have you taken a risk? So first thing I want to know is, what's the biggest risk that you've ever taken? Because for me, this is it. My company is my baby. My books are my babies, but my company is my baby. I built it from the ground up with no one else. That's my baby, right? So for me to open myself up and be exposed and allow people to help me with my baby, that is a risk. That is scary. This is the scariest thing I've ever done up to this point. Even scarier than giving birth to children, which was scary every single time. Right? This is the scariest thing I've ever done. So I want to hear from you. What is the scariest thing that you've ever done? What is the biggest risk that you've ever taken? And how did it work out for you and for your family and for your whole life? How did it work out for your business? I want to know that too. Right? I want to know, what was the risk? What was the risk? And if you are intrigued by this conversation, if you like what you're hearing, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I talk about all things books, all things publishing all the time. The name of the channel is Your First Book 101. Make sure you click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you are notified every time I come out with a new video, which is 2 to 3 times a week. I try to go live every day just because I like it. It's something fun for me. It's not a task. Going live every day is probably the easiest thing that I do in my business because I love it. It's fun. I think when I was little, I wanted to have my own TV show. I used to watch Oprah every day, 7 days a week or 5 days a week, every day after school at 4 o'clock on Channel 7. So I think I wanted to have an LTTV when I was little, and now look, I have an LTTV. Hey. So going live don't bother me. It's fun. And as you can see, I'm long-winded. I can talk for a long time. So if you don't like it, just switch to a different channel, no problem. But if you like it, click subscribe. And I would love to work with you if you are a person who just, you know what, you've been dreaming for a long time. Let me put this one up. You've been dreaming for a long time of becoming an author, and something's been holding you back and you don't know quite what it is. You've been wanting to write a book. You've been thinking about, other people have been telling you need to write a book, but for some reason you still don't have a book. You need to get into my 5-day challenge, because in the 5-day challenge, I'm going to be showing you my secret sauce. I'm going to be sprinkling my secret sauce all over you, so that you can understand my framework. It's a 5-step framework. I'm breaking it down to you over 5 days. And I'm going to be showing you, this is what you do to get your books done quickly and easily, so that you can become an author and get on stage and speak to people around the world, either virtually or in person, however you want to do it. But I'm going to be teaching you how to get your book done fast, efficiently, smoothly, with no stress. Okay. I'm going to be teaching you how to become an author so that you can attract your ideal clients. It's one thing to have a reader or a customer. It's another thing to have a client. You see, I started in 2017 with readers, and then those readers turned into customers, and then those customers turned into clients. Clients are people who come back all the time and who bring you more clients, okay? They bring you readers, they bring you customers, and they bring you more clients. That's what you want. In order to build a business, you have to build a tribe of people who don't mind bringing you people, because they know the quality of your work is top notch. All right. So if you are a business owner, solopreneur, or maybe you do have a team already, but you want to add a product to your suite of products, right? Or you want to add a title to your resume or to your portfolio. You want to become an author. You want to get your book out, and you're tired of waiting, procrastinating and hesitating. You're getting done with the analysis paralysis. You need to type the word challenge, and I'll drop the link so you can get into my next challenge, which starts on June 3rd. It's 5 days of me teaching you, like this, what I do to get people's books done and out into the world quickly, easily, and smooth, with no pain. It's a painless process. Okay. All right. So type the word challenge if you want to get into that next challenge. Share this video with any of your friends. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel, Your First Book 101. Click that notification bell You don't want to miss any other content, because when my team expands and my team grows, I'm going to be looking for talented individuals just like you to hire. So you better stay abreast of what's going on over here, because I'm going to be looking for people to add to my team who are top notch, high value people who love being servant leaders. And you want to serve at a higher level, and you want to be paid not just what you're worth, you want to be paid more than what you're worth, right? You want to be paid for the quality of the product that you help to produce. That's more than what you're worth. Okay. When you help someone produce a book and they put that on the shelf and they show it to their family, their great grandchildren to get to read it, that's priceless. Okay. So you don't want to get paid what you're worth. You want to get paid way more. You want to get paid for helping someone make a transformation in their life, and that is priceless. Okay. All right. So subscribe to this channel. And if you are the kind of person who is ready for a challenge and you want to become an author quickly, easily, using my system, you need to type the word challenge and I will send you the information to sign up. The general admission is only $47. The VIP is $97 and the platinum is $197. What's the difference? Platinum people get to come into the Zoom room with me and ask me questions and get hot seat coaching. Everyone else gets to watch our recordings inside of the private Facebook group, and you get to take the notes and you get to get the worksheets and get started on your book. All right. Have a wonderful week. Bye.